When were you circumcised?
The year, I can't remember the year.
You don't even know. You are talking to a head guy.
Gentlemen, Shina Shibi.
Bibi nani? Umundu muguniyo. Mukenya, in Kenya. No one in Kisamba Jimbi. We were in a Kisamba Jimbi on the cable. Every time politics.
Welcome back.
Politics.
Now I know what's said here.
Yes, I'll tell you.
Now I know what's said here.
I'm going to tell you. Let's go.
It's dialectical.
Yes.
You have gone down to machinery.
Every time politics. Even if food you are eating politics. Yes. What type of man are you?
Munishi.
A politician. I am a politician.
Okay, gentlemen. Welcome back to Koinange Live. You can't make this stuff up. They're supposed to be neighbors. Dr. Bonny Khalwale, the bullfighter from Ikolomani, the senator from Kakamega County, and of course, Dr. David Matsanga. Oh my, tweets coming in thick and fast. Gentlemen, can I read a few?
Yes.
Francis Akatu says, no holds barred, Matsanga is a real African gentleman. Brian Derrida says, both Daktaris don't even take sugar, by the way.
You know, I don't, because I'm already fat with
That's why you don't care. As we take sugar, please give us a break.
You don't
give us a break. We are healthy.
You die quickly.
We are healthy. You know, people eat 3 days.
I'm already here.
People eat 3 days.
Gentlemen,
fat.
tweets coming in.
Yes.
Luango.
Yes.
Thick and fast.
Yeah.
Abdul Nasir says, my respect for Khalwale is just as its factual senator, yeah? Matsanga should learn to listen, not to respond.
Yes. I've learned. Nasir does not like me. Tell him. I want him next on this bench.
No, you want the Grand Mullah?
Oh, yes.
You want the Grand Mullah?
Yes. I will tell you what he did, and the world will be shocked. Let's go. It is his lawyer. So how can he say I'm bad, I'm good? He has to say.
You haven't even done with the bullfighter. You want to take on the Grand Mullah?
Finished by tomorrow. The trend is mine. It's done zero. Oh, this man is politics everywhere.
Yes, because I'm a politician.
Even in your house.
Yes, I'm a politician.
What type of man are you?
Yeah.
Even in something small, you politicize.
Yes.
Why don't you talk?
Sugar is small to you because you have no sugar.
No,
but because we have a lot of sugar, it's a big stuff for us.
Let's give a solution to the
Correct,
problem.
and sugar is very dear to these people.
Yes, it is. That's why you should give a solution.
It's the economy.
I sympathize with the people where I go at the
before we go to ICC real quick, solution, like Daktari says, solution going forward for the sugar industry. Because because I had a text here from Mheshimiwa Julius Arunga.
Yes.
Well-respected man out there. He says, we appreciate your gallant fight on behalf of the small farmer. But going forward, is sugarcane farming going to be viable given the level of land fragmentation, dwindling production, high cost of inputs?
Very good. Going forward, and I hope we will be taken seriously without having to put up a fight, but fight we shall. The president must rescind that decision. They revoke that meaningless deal that they signed in Uganda, so that the importation of sugar should now be well thought out, and it is not difficult. The Ministry of Trade, National Treasury, and KRA should ensure that only 200,000 metric tons of sugar come into Kenya. Once that is reached, and by the way, for Kenyans who are viewing, the majority of the so-called deficit is not even the sugar on your table tomorrow morning. It is industrial sugar. So once that is stopped, is a big chunk. The second one after that is the government has to address the cost of production. People who have never gone home, they can lecture you on how soil is more fertile in Uganda than in Kenya. Maybe for somebody from Ukambani can buy that. But once you go into Luyaland, that terrain you see in Luyaland, Jeff, is the same one you see all the way into Uganda. The red soil is the same. In fact, the people are the same. This guy is a distant cousin of mine. That's why you hear us talking in vernacular.
Yes.
So he's just misguided, but I forgive him because he doesn't go home. The soil, the soil in Uganda is still...
I go home.
The soil in Uganda is still as challenged as the soil here in Kenya. Lastly, but not least, having addressed the issue of production, the government should address the issue of taxation. All governments the world over do not overtax their farmers.
Yeah.
And finally, they should protect the farmer. In the EU is a model like the East African community. You cannot take milk into Holland. Yeah. The government of Holland has protected
the farmers
who produce milk.
Yeah.
The government of France, you cannot take tomatoes into France.
Or champagne for that matter.
You cannot, they are protected. So you need to get people who are more sound in these things for an argument like this, instead of picking activists like Dr. Matsanga here. Into matters that are so technical.
Could you respond?
Let me respond, because I've listened to your lawyer who defends even criminals like you. But yeah, Nasir, he's your lawyer. That's why he defended you. That's why he said he doesn't like me. But let me come back to this.
I don't know that.
Yeah, but he has just said on the tweet.
Why do you want him to like you?
What
have you done to make him like you?
There is something.
No, you're talking about Mohammed Nasser.
There is something.
What have you done?
Listen, there is something that you have said, which, when we come to such a program, let's also give solutions to the government. Whether Uganda government or where, I'm happy you have brought out the difficulties of the sugar industry. And that is exactly what has made
you could give the
production
that advice to the Uganda government.
We are now talking. You have just I've given you. Isn't that good debating? I've supported.
Kenya doesn't need Uganda to solve our sugar problem.
You are now becoming paracho.
It is true.
You see, you know where you came from, Uganda. Even if maybe you bought the ID. So you don't even talk about it. Yeah, I've never bought an ID.
You're saying Senator bought an ID?
Yes. If you look,
you're saying he's Ugandan?
His family tree. He must have. His father might have bought an ID here. Don't talk. These boundaries are.
Stop claiming me.
No, I don't.
I know you admire my talents, but
yes, I do.
Do not claim
I
me.
don't know where you go. Let me come to the point.
Yes.
The points that Senator has raised are important.
Correct.
For the government to take note. Because if instead of politicizing the sugar issue, these are the points that are very serious. You must, one, protect the farmers, reduce the taxation, equipment, subsidize the equipment. That is good. But now the problem is, this guy, in fact, maybe tomorrow, he might even jump this ship of odium and go somewhere else or court. You never know.
What does that have to do with the price of sugar in Uganda?
Because he is used by several people. Now he's being used.
Let me ask you real quick. Let me ask you real quick, Dr. Ari. Can the sugar barons, can they ever be gotten rid of?
They are always there.
Even know them. They gave you this document.
No, I don't need with.
You came with them. They're your friends.
Even in New York,
they are shadowy guys like.
Do you know what? You are also even shadowy. You know that.
Shadowy how?
He knows about the medicine. When they were investigating here, have you ever seen Matsanga being investigated? When you are investigating here on the ICC, when you are being investigated about the medicine, the NHIF scandal, he was involved.
Speaking of ICC, speaking of ICC, Dr. Ari, speaking of ICC, the latest ruling, what does that mean for Deputy President William Ruto and radio journalist Joshua Arabsai? Is that good news or bad news?
First of all, it is very sad that a court of that highest caliber can call dead bodies to come and give evidence when you can't cross-examine.
In other words, they're going to use the
evidence that they have taken to the court is evidence of some people who have died, where nobody will come from the grave to be cross-examined.
But what about the witnesses who refuse to come?
They should have. Khalwale will agree with me on this one. They should have been arrested immediately. They violated Article 70 of the Rome Statute. Once you lie that Koinange was seen smoking or Koinange was seen stealing a spare part from Khalwale's car, and then you turn around and said, I lied, Koinange was not there.
I'm sorry.
You must be arrested.
I'm sorry, last time you came on the program, you said something to the effect that the witnesses have a right to show up or not show up. That's what you said.
No,
your words.
Those ones who are in court now, who have agreed, they can refuse and they give reasons. They can also, under the Rome Statute, they can be summoned by the judges. But in this case of Ruto and Sang, this is one of the most biggest nightmares that I have ever seen in the history of justice.
Good news or bad news for Ruto?
It's very tricky, because if you are going to tell Khan to summarize his case and cross-examine a ghost, a dead person, that's very bad news. But the whole scenario goes back to a commission of inquiry. What ICC should do, what the senators and the MPs should now see, that time has come. Kenya pays money to the ICC. Time has come to find out exactly who did what and what happened in the ICC by the chief investigator being brought on trial herself.
Okay, what about taking the previous ruling back to the assembly states?
You can't take it. You are taking the previous ruling. I told the people in 2013, and the people who laugh at me like this Khalwale is laughing at me all the time, I told them that let's have this right in writing. This Matsanga, I stood firm. Even the people thought I was mad. In the whole hall.
Actually, you're mad because who are you? Who are you to?
Let's hear from him real quick. You can finish later. I'll come back to you.
I said, let's have the decision that has been made by the ASP in black and white.
Let the senator respond.
Sorry.
I think I'm not an expert on these things of ICC, and I will never claim to be. But because I live in this country, and I'm guided by common sense, I want Kenyans to know that the decision that was made the other day about admissibility of that new evidence is very bad for the case of Deputy President and Sang. It's very bad. That's one. Secondly and lastly, given that I live in this country, I think it would be hypocrisy, very unfortunate, that two Kenyans only should bear responsibility for the mayhem that took place in this country. It's very unfortunate. I have all my sympathies for the two gentlemen because I was there, I was a player, I was elected at the same time, I saw violence in Kakamega, I never saw the hand of Deputy President Ruto.
What do you mean by you were a player?
A player. I was a politician. I was elected. I was on the other side of the divide. We were on one side or the other. So it's not nice. Even if you do not like the Deputy President, the way I always don't agree with him on his other gymnastics, I feel on this one it is wrong. I would be happy to hear that the guy is taking responsibility for the other things that he has been associated with, the land grabbing and all manner of corruption and so on. But on this one of post-election violence, it's unfortunate that he has been forced to remain alone.
Good point. Gentlemen, we've got we've got literally 2 minutes to go. I'm going to give you each a minute to wind up. Matsanga, you first.
Mine is,
final thoughts.
I want to, tell Senator Khalwale that the points that you've brought here tonight, whether in a joking manner or what, are crucial in reviving and protecting the farmers of Western Kenya. It is upon you as the senator of this particular place to go in the parliament, shape to reduce the taxation, remove these barriers so that the production could draw, costs could come down. Two, on the question of ICC, and before I go to ICC, I have half a minute. Before I go to ICC, leaders, part of the problem, what Khalwale asked me whether I should stand for presidency or what.
You will lose.
Let me tell you one thing. I fear, there is one thing that I fear, Jeff.
Yes.
In Africa, when you lose an election, stand down, whether in a political ruling party or in opposition. In my country, some of the people, why I don't want to go and venture Khalwale in it common say nicely, is there are people who have lost the election 10 times. Since 10 times. And they want to try even today. So it has made me fear to stay where I am so that I don't mix myself with a person in a democracy where Khalwale studied in Edinburgh, or which university where you went, a colorful university where you pass with very good honors. Once you lose an election once, you drop.
Yeah.
Your leader that you always carry on the shoulder has stayed in this thing for too many times.
Okay.
Give space.
Wind up, Matsanga.
And lastly, on ICC, let Kenyans stand up. Let Kenyans stand up now. Whether you are this side or that side, please. These judgments were not very good.
Good. Dr. Ari, final thoughts.
I think, let me debunk the lie that my brother has raised about in Africa. It's only where leaders who have lost an election, they come back. I want you to be aware that Mitt Romney ran for president, lost, and Mitt Romney came back again and ran. So this is not just Africa.
That's United States.
But you said this is only a problem.
No, I'm saying about your leader.
Okay.
You're the one you support now.
I thought you understood.
When you lose, you go.
Listen to me.
You told me to go to Uganda for election.
It is not just an African issue. It is a question of choice.
Okay.
It's a question of choice. What you're talking about is tradition that has been built in European and other Western countries. Kenya today is modeled alongside the American Constitution. So if what takes place there repeats itself here, there's nothing wrong.
For example,
now, more importantly now, the sugar issue. I think my last words are, members of the public, we are up to it. We will persuade the government. We will use the tools of persuasion to make sure that this bad deal is revoked. We started last weekend, and on Friday we will be in Transmara, we will be in Awendo, and finally the following day we are going to be in Bungoma on Saturday in the morning and be in Kakamega County in the afternoon, before finally going to Kwale to address this issue. If the president will not listen to the voice of the farmers who we are talking to, we will then go into the next gear. And those gears are there. We know them. We will roll them as and when the time requires. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Dr. Ari, good to see you as always. Appreciate it. Doctor, thank you very much.
Don't politicize everything.
They're going vernacular again. Goodness gracious me, what a show.
We're winning.
Win properly. Don't politicize.
These kinds of shows are important because we got to keep talking. Got to keep talking. Not all the time, but we got to keep talking. Because the minute we stop talking is the minute we start fighting.
This guy
they're talking. They're taking it literally.
This guy hates.
Keep tweeting at K Bonny Mtetezi, at Dr. Matsanga, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag Matsanga Khalwale. Before we go, gentlemen, before we go, I got some gifts for you. I got some gifts. Dr. Ari, I got your T-shirt.
Thank you.
I got your T-shirt.
Thank you.
And you get a mug.
Thank you very much.
And since you have that bullfighting competition, are you going to buy some more? You can feel free to buy some more for your bullfighting people.
Yes, I will.
Okay, Dr. Ari.
Don't give me yellow.
This is the only size. This was the only size.
No. Give him yellow.
This was the only size.
Give him yellow.
There's no big.
No. Give him yellow. Mine is red. I will pay mine, but not yellow.
I want to confirm.
Not yellow. I'm not in this party.
I want to confirm.
Yes.
No, I don't belong to this party.
Okay, we'll change it.
Please, don't bring problems here.
What is your party?
No, don't worry. I will tell you when you finish.
Are you refusing a yellow shirt?
No. Don't bring this problem.
Which is your party?
Why don't you give me?
No, I didn't take this. I was given this.
Take this yellow one.
I wanted to confirm.
Yes.
That the gift you gave Kashoga to bring to me.
Yes.
He delivered.
He delivered.
Oh yes, a good man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Well done. Matsanga?
Yes, it is. No. Please, don't bring.
You want a white one?
Yes, that one I will take.
So this one you just throw away?
This is your party? This one goes near God.
This is your party?
It goes near God. How can I take yellow?
What's wrong with it?
You want to create me problems?
Where? In Uganda?
You can't make this.
Don't worry.
Why with the T-shirts they disagree?
Me yellow. It's free. No, even if it's free, you give me red. This man does not belong to Jubilee.
No,
does this man belong to Jubilee?
This is not
then you are Jubilee now.
Matsanga.
Is this Jubilee? This man belongs to Jubilee.
Tomorrow night, okay. We'll have another show. Thank you. Good night. God bless.
This is very good.
Now